The following program is rated U for universal audiences and is considered suitable for listeners of all ages.
This is a presentation of Dream Realm Enterprises, where dreams are our reality.
Okay, welcome to the Magic Worlds podcast, which is what I'm calling this, which will be a basic behind-the-scenes podcast looking at Magic, Monsters, and Mayhem, starting with Book 2, more or less. Book 1, of course, was very much played for laughs. It was a funny farce, just sort of having fun with the genre of fantasy adventure. It was a comic version of Dungeons and Dragons, or Lord of the Rings, that sort of thing. So it was very much tongue-in-cheek, not taken seriously at all, and wasn't meant to be. But now for Book 2 and onwards, we've decided to change the format dramatically and go for a more dramatic series. I am your host, Jon Russell, and during this podcast we'll talk about that show and all those things going on behind the scenes, and we'll have interviews with the cast and so on. So with this is just a little get to know me episode to get you ready for what's going to be happening on this show while we release that show, Magic, Monsters, and Mayhem. Book 2, of course, we've been working on for over a year. It's been in production for quite a while and continues to be. We're now in post-production, trying to get the episodes together for you guys to listen to. We've got a few already together and ready for you. We wanted to get as many as possible in the can before we started releasing so that we didn't have any delays. If you listen to my other podcast, DBB, which is a general behind-the-scenes show about everything that goes on at Dream Realm Enterprises, then you know a lot about this already and have heard a lot of the stories of the things that we've been doing behind the scenes. But this show will focus just on that show. And, of course, it seems lately on DBB that's mostly what we talk about is MMM. But that's because that's primarily what we've been working on. But we're shifting gears now for this, and, I'll do a DBB now and again when we have other things going on, but primarily I'm going to be focusing my attention on this and getting, Magic, Monsters, and Mayhem out. So this will be your main receptacle for information on Magic, Monsters, and Mayhem and all the things that are going on behind the scenes, as well as getting to meet the people who are in it and the people who are making it. So we will get to talk to Pete Lutz at some point, who played Brett Gawain, and we will get to talk to Deborah Adams, who plays Rosa Dernhelm. And, all of the cast, hopefully at some point, all of the main cast certainly, and a few of the guests here and there. So we are going to have various interviews with them. Some of them have already been recorded, and they'll be coming up in episodes following this. So we may give you just a little taste of that during this show, so you can get little snippets of some of the conversations that we're going to have, or have had, that you will get to listen to. So, take a listen to that.
Hello, I'm Deborah Adams with Magic, Monsters, and Mayhem, and I'm doing a little interview regarding Rosa, who I play, happily, by the way. I apologize now. I'm usually very good at reading lines somebody else wrote, not so great at the entertaining on my own. That's why somebody else writes the lines. Just warning you now.
Oh, wow. There's been so many great moments for Graybeard. It's hard to pick just one great moment. They're all great moments, and to me, the best part is seeing how the scripts are presented to me, and seeing how Graybeard is being presented, and what sort of adventures he's getting into, and then taking those adventures and creating how Graybeard himself would interpret those moments and putting them down on tape.
I don't have a script in front of me, so I don't know what the words are. I'm normally a scripted fellow, you know. Well, Brett is one of those misguided fellows. He thinks he's a hero, or he wants to be a hero, and he's always trying to save the day, but what he really does is either put his foot right into his mouth or step in something really stinky. So he's not quite getting it in the hero department.
I also have a couple of clips that I want to play for you from the show itself. So it hasn't launched yet, but it's coming up real soon. But here's just a taste of what you're going to get.
Wake up, Grandpa.
Who is that?
The name's Zoe. Zoe Underhill. I was told to wake you up and accompany you out into town. You can't stay here any longer, old man.
The name is Walter Rittendorf, not old man.
Whatever you say. Grandpa.
I am not your grandpa, nor would I like to be.
That's so nice of you to say. Come on, old-timer. We gotta go.
We?
Yes, you and me. We have to get out of this stable and out into the city streets. I was told by the Archbishop that I was to escort you out of here and help you with whatever it is that you're going to do.
Oh yes, I remember now. You're the spy.
I'm the what?
My babysitter. Seems I am not to be trusted.
Well, I'd trust you about as far as I could throw you, old man. But I was just told to tag along and help you out. And believe me, it's no picnic for me either. What are we going to be doing anyway, if you don't mind my asking?
We have to track down my niece, Lily Fairheart.
Oh, the troublemaker.
Lily is a fine girl, or so I'm told. She's just lost her way.
But how long are we expected to wait here in this little village in the middle of nowhere?
As long as it takes, Gawain. I gave Waldo my word that we'd wait here for him, or at least until he sent word one way or another.
I should have gone off treasure hunting with the halfling, Londo. He had the right idea, if you ask me.
You always did say that, yet no one ever asked you, Blondie. So why don't you shut your gob?
It's always the same with you lot. No one values my opinion around here. Remind me, why do I hang out with you people?
Nobody asked you to stick around, you know. You can go about your business anytime you like, Musclehead.
And you seem to think I won't do just that. One of these days I just might, you know.
Would you just drop it, Gawain? If you were going anywhere, I think you'd have left already.
Exactly. And we know why you haven't.
Oh, yeah? And why is that, dwarf?
Because you're too busy following along after Rosa here like a lovesick puppy. You won't go anywhere except where she goes. Admit it.
I don't have to admit anything. In fact, all I really have to do is sit here and finish my drink.
Fine, just so long as you do it quiet-like.
Sure, I get the point. I'll just sit here and say nothing to either of you, for days if need be, or weeks even. In fact, I won't say one more word until we hear back from old Waldo, however long that takes. How does that sound?
That sounds right wonderful to me, laddie.
Oh, just blow it out your ear, Graybeard.
Okay, we're going to keep it short and light here because I don't feel the need to go into a lot of stuff right now. But we are going to continue this and try to do this show on a somewhat weekly basis to keep you up to date on things that are going on and try to tell stories of things that have gone on behind the scenes of things as you hear them. We'll do our best and just generally talk about magic, monsters, and mayhem. And of course, if you want to actually participate in a conversation about Magic Monsters and Mayhem, you can go to Facebook and look up our group, our Magic Monsters and Mayhem discussion group, which is on there. If you can't find it on Facebook for whatever reason, you can always go to the website, and I'm sure there's a link there. Our website is dreamrealmsite.com. So go over there and you'll find, all of our shows, information about our shows, not just Magic Monsters and Mayhem, but other shows that we do, like Robots of the Company, Showcase, Doctor Who. We do our own fan-produced Doctor Who series. And, just a whole lot of good shows that we've done over the years. You'll find the entire archive of shows there. And you'll find our new episodes as they come up there as well. Or if you prefer, you can always grab our RSS feed, get things over the podcast feed, whether it's iTunes or Podomatic or wherever you generally get your podcasts. You'll probably be able to get Magic Monsters and Mayhem and all the Dream Realm Enterprises shows. So hook up to our feed, won't you? And you won't miss a thing. And we don't want you to miss a thing. Despite how the scripts were written, we're actually going to be doing 20-minute episodes, roughly. I actually wrote the scripts as hour-long scripts. So I ended up writing about 13 scripts for book 2. And when I wrote it, I wasn't 100% certain that we were going to do 1-hour episodes, but that was certainly something we had thought about for a while. And then we kind of went back and forth on how exactly we should present the episodes, and even considered doing really short episodes and releasing them like twice a week or something. But after much debate and discussion and consideration, it has been decided that we're going to do 20-minute episodes. So the chapters will come roughly weekly. I mean, the first 3 I'm planning to release sort of in quick succession. So the plan there will be to have those come out like chapter 1 will come out over the weekend, and then in the midweek of that very week, chapter 2 will come out, and then over the weekend, chapter 3 will come out, and we'll just continue from there on a weekly basis, pretty much, for the rest of the year. And, not sure exactly how many episodes it's going to end up being. By my calculations, it's going to be 20-some episodes or something, so I don't have an exact figure because I don't know exactly what the length of the scenes are going to be, how it's going to time out, because we're trying to keep it timed at around 20 minutes per episode, and that includes, title music, credits, etc. So, yeah, they're going to be 20-minute episodes, which, roughly that's, since I wrote basically 1-hour scripts, which, that's not an exact science, but that, that would equate, you would think, to basically 3 episodes per script, but that's not necessarily the way it's working out. And we've had additions and subtractions, and we've added some scenes here and there, and just to help the pacing and make things make sense and so forth. So, again, I can't give you an exact number of how many we're doing. I just know that it's 20 plus. So, and those will start going out. The plan currently is the weekend of August 18th, which is basically the 3rd week of that month. So it's right in the middle, or just past the middle of August, is when we're going to actually launch Magic Monsters and Mayhem Book 2. All right, now this is a kind of get-to-know-me episode of this podcast, and we hope you are enjoying it, and we hope you will enjoy Magic Monsters and Mayhem. Of course, in 2016, we had Book 1, or Season 1, however you want to look at it. We call it Book 1, and it was 5 half-hour episodes, basically, of our then comedy series, which did have a story arc. It was called The Quest for Freaky Fudge, and it was a silly, goofy little romp. And, a lot of our main characters do return for book 2. Rosa and Brett Gawain and Waldo and Greybeard, they all come back, as well as a few others from book 1. And then we'll get to meet all new characters in book 2. So if you haven't listened to any Magic Monsters and Mayhem, you can always go back and pick up the first 5 episodes. They are also on the podcast feed, and they're on the website for you to grab. A lot of information is on the website, too, to give you background info on these characters and their world. There's a lot of great material here, and there's more to come. So, check everything out. Hopefully you enjoy this show. I mean, if you're listening to this, you probably have already heard the show and enjoy it. Certainly you've been hearing about it and are looking forward to it. So I do hope that you enjoy what we present. Book 2, of course, is very different from book 1. We actually did a beginner's guide for this show, which should already be out there, that you can go ahead and listen to, which will also be on the podcast feed and on the website. So check that out, the MMM Beginner's Guide, which will get you familiar with the world and the characters and what the format of the show is. So as an introductory sort of thing. So it's all very enjoyable. It's all very exciting. We've been working very hard on this. Already in the writing process for book 3, which will continue the main story arc as well as other character arcs and so on. So, it's an ongoing saga, basically, and we hope you guys really enjoy it. If you do, you can always leave us some feedback either on our social media outlets, or you can email us at darkbuilding1@yahoo.com with the subject header MMM feedback, something like that. That way we know it's not spam. And ask whatever questions you have. You got any constructive criticism? As long as it's nice, we certainly will listen to it, and we may even respond to it. And we're going to try and do what we can to keep you guys happy as listeners. Hopefully you do enjoy the show and the characters, and hopefully you'll get involved in this MMM community that we're creating, and chat with us about it, and just have fun with it. I mean, we're here to have fun. We're enjoying making it for you, and hopefully you enjoy hearing it. So let us know if you do enjoy it or not, and what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy as much. Again, we can take constructive criticism, as long as that's what it is, constructive criticism. I mean, if you're just going to bash it, well, I guess that's what you get your kicks out of, but I don't get that. But that's just me personally. I don't understand why people just bash things for the heck of it. But, happily we will listen to constructive criticism. We're not perfect, and the shows that we produce aren't perfect, and, they're not necessarily going to be, because, that's trial and error. And we do try a few things. Some things are experimental, like our shorts version. It's a very experimental format, and we're just trying it and seeing how it works. So you guys can let us know if it works or not. If you prefer the longer versions or the shorter versions, once you hear them, give it a chance, and let us know what you like. So that's just what we need to know. So let us know who you are and why you're interested in our show. That would be cool. So, and later on, hopefully we will get, as the community grows, we'll be able to do some things like giveaways. Maybe there will be some t-shirts or something. I don't know. I'm kind of looking into that. Coming up with a little bit of merchandising for the show at some point, just so you guys can feel a part of it. So, but we'll see. That's all coming up in the future, and we'll discuss all that as it happens. So thanks, guys, for listening to this, and we will be back with you again in the near future with another episode of this podcast. And keep tuning into the show, and tune into it as it premieres, and let us know what you think. So, and if you've listened to book 1, or any of it, then let us know what you thought of it. and what you liked and what you didn't like, and whether you're looking forward to the more serious format coming up for book 2. So until next time, guys, stay on the path. Thank you.
This program is copyright 2018, all rights reserved, and is brought to you by Dream Realm Enterprises. The journey continues.